domestic terrorism continues, ladies and gentlemen. The good fight will be fought. They said the revolution would not be televised, but I think we're gonna televise this motherfucker, man. I think we're gonna televise this shit to the fullest. Chicken shit for bass. You can see the van in the window and shit. So awesome. I got one more row to go in the front. And probably do another layer to the front. And then I'll be ready to turn that shit in. Yeah. Yep. And they're mad because I'm not lazy. They're mad because I fucking, you know, don't beg or go to their fucking shit. Fucking, you know, where they pass out food and shit so they can have all their terrorists and shit. Like, I cut a lot of that shit out. A lot of that shit gets cut, like, when you don't fucking depend on their system when you're out here. When you do for your fucking self and shit. And, like, because when you're out here, usually most people depend on the system that's ran for them out here, as far as, like, shelters and going to get something to eat, or, going to their facilities to fucking shower and shit. Like, when you find different avenues and shit, you're not dependent on their bullshit system. So that cuts out a whole lot of their fucking targeting, and they don't like that shit. They don't like that shit. Like, they literally, like, I can see it now, me at a fucking soup kitchen in line, and a long ass line too. And for the whole fucking line, I'm being targeted like a motherfucker's bending over all in front of me and fucking all types of weird fucking. I cut that shit out immediately. Yeah, it's not going down with me like that. You can keep your fucking soup and whatever else you got to pass out. I don't need it. I don't want it, and I'm not gonna take it. Let me see. Hey, what's going on, K Cole? Yeah, man. I don't know if you seen or yeah, you were on the last live, I believe. Uh, Notice those lights, they're still on. Fucking, the police went by and shut the live down and shit. You know, they're just blatant with their bullshit, man. They're just blatant, man. Part of me not getting mad, well, I do get mad. Let me take that back. But a big chunk of, look at this weird ass shit. This motherfucker was just staring at me, dude. Just fucking staring at me like a fucking, I don't know what. Look, this motherfucker too. Bending over. All that bending over shit, man. Street theater like a motherfucker. That motherfucker was staring at me though, the dude in the white sweater, man. That shit was crazy. I just turned around and that motherfucker was like locked into me. Like when I turned around, his fucking eyes locked into mine and shit like some fucking, and he looks like fucking, well, let me shut up, man. I don't want to say that. I don't want nobody to think I'm taking blows at him and shit, but you know, he looked like he was trying to be seductive and shit, man. It's fucking, these people are sick, dude. Creepy fucking shit, man. This is all police fucking inducted shit. Like, this is what the police do. This is what they do, man. They send their fucking junky fucking surveillancers over to come fucking harass you while they're keeping surveillance on you. At least get some fucking people in cars. If you're gonna do this shit, get people in. If you're gonna do a legitimate, if you're taking legitimate surveillance, that's another thing. If you're taking legitimate surveillance and shit, I'm not supposed to know that you're keeping surveillance on me. Surveillance is for the person to fucking get themselves in trouble while they don't know you are watching them. That's what surveillance is. I've been under surveillance for 11 years. Going on 12, actually. I've been on surveillance for fucking going on 12 fucking birthdays. And not once have they caught me doing anything fucking illegal. Not fucking once. Yet, I'm still under surveillance. And not only am I under surveillance, but they're putting my life in jeopardy as well as these two fucking goofballs, junkies' lives in jeopardy because I'm not saying I'm gonna do anything, but what if they come at charging at me? And last minute fucking thought is fucking do something. And they might just be doing some fucking street theater charging at me, but hey. Shit, I don't give a fuck if it's street theater or not. That's another thing. They've been having motherfuckers run at me in my direction. And it puts me on my guard. Like, you know, it seriously puts me on my guard, man. Like, they have fucking people running at me. And, you know, all it's gonna take is the wrong fucking running at me, looking at me. You know, just the other day somebody was running at me and as I was recycling and shit. And I know why they do it. It's to put you, it's for the exact purpose that it put me on my guard. Like I was, you know, I had my defenses up and shit. And the last dude that did it, you know, he was bullshitting around and shit. Street theater and shit. But, you know, it looked too fucking real to me at that point. Like, it looked too fucking real. He was getting closer and fucking closer, and I had a fucking gin... I had a gin bottle in my hand. He was gonna run right into that motherfucker with a little bit of force from my arm. And, you know, he would have knocked himself out with that bottle. I was just gonna put it in the direction of his fucking face. And if you would have ran into it, that would have meant you got too close, sir, and you were charging at me. I can't get in trouble for that. I'm defending my fucking life. They're putting you guys up to some stupid fucking shit. They're putting you guys up to some shit that might get you fucked up. Not saying that I'm a tough guy, because you could fuck me up probably. You might be able to whoop my ass. You might know some fucking judo. You might know some taekwondo. You might just know how to fucking fight. You might not know how to fight and knock me out. You might fucking, it doesn't matter. Like, you could fuck me up probably, perhaps. But that still doesn't change the fact that I'm still gonna go for it. So they're putting your life in danger and my life in danger. They're putting you in jeopardy and putting me in jeopardy. Why you guys can't see that, I have no idea, but the police see it. The police know it. You can't do this shit to people, man, and expect, like, you see this fucking goofball shit. Oh, Lord have mercy, man. Mr. American White Supremacist, I just want you to know I'm not doing nothing illegal. You can stop your street theater. Yep, see him do the bend over. He had to come do the bend over right in front of me. I'm no psychic. I'm no fucking psychic, ladies and gentlemen. When I say they bend over in front of a motherfucker, they bend over in front of a motherfucker. He's dancing and bending over. See this shit? They're pretending to be homeless, ladies and gentlemen. They are not homeless. Notice he has his butt sticking out, right? Notice the dude does the bend over. Police orchestrated goons. It's all police orchestration right here. Notice as soon as I got on the megaphone, told him I wasn't doing nothing illegal, he walked right in front of that car and bent right the fuck over. It's their thing, man. They love to bend over. I don't know if that's a trigger. They're trying to get me to mate with them. Or what the fuck it is. But mating season is not, mating season is over. Or is it? I guess it's not over for human beings. But shit. It's definitely not the type of fucking mate I want to have in my season. Or any other season. Wickedness, yeah, man, complete wickedness. Complete wickedness, bro. See him, see what they're doing, just bending over. Look at that shit. sick, nasty bastard. That might even be their handler in the car with the lights on. Come to think of it, I didn't even think about it. Someone please let the gentleman know that it's not mating season and they do not have to keep bending over. Mating season is over, my friend. Mating season is over. Mating season is over. Stop bending over for the police. Because they're the only ones who enjoy watching you do it. Let's see. Not yet. Oh, not yet. Mating season ain't over. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, Elizabeth? Yeah, sick, bro. Sick, and you see they keep doing it. Don't come over here. This guy looks homosexual too. No. Look at this guy. Oh man. Scary. Coming at me with them seductive eyes, man. You're a fucking dude, man. You don't look at me. Don't look at me like that. Look at a girl like that. That's crazy. The guy in the black and the guy over there that keeps bending over in the black pants and along with his little buddy. See, it's all street theater. They're acting like they're, looking for shit on the ground, but it's obvious. This neighborhood watch goofballs watch videos on crackheads and shit, and they have no type of fucking swag or no type of reality. They just fucking look. They just want you to I'm not gonna focus the camera on them. I'm not gonna do it. But I just wanted to show you guys them constantly bending over and shit. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and take the camera off of them. Because you can't really see them when you're not zoomed in. You can't see them. Fucking, this is no type of rhythm, no type of nothing. Just fucking, they look like fucking rookies, like rookie undercovers and shit. Like, they're supposed to be making it look realistic and shit. They bending over and popping up like a pogo stick and bending over and popping up like a pogo stick and shit. Like, man, come on, man. Get that shit out of here. Oh, shit. Fuck, man. This is what my harassment consists of on a daily fucking basis. Not just right now. When I'm asleep, I'll wake up. It's a bunch of weirdos around my van doing some type of weirdo shit. If they weren't the ones that woke me up. But usually I usually wake up around the same time. Every day, if they don't fuck my sleep all up, I usually wake up between the hours of 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Between those hours, I usually wake up. and then I, get ready to recycle and all that. Fuck around on the phone and shit. Fuck with my little poker games and shit. And then I'll go recycle. Throughout that whole fucking time, well, you guys see all the time when I go live. They be around me and shit doing that weird shit. If I'm not playing poker or doing some shit like that. And it doesn't, the limits that the police put these people, like these people have, I wouldn't say the ultimate privileges. I think some of the things they do, they can still get in trouble for, but, it has to be like really, really illegal. But like really, like I'm talking about robbery, like if they go rob somebody. But as far as putting people's lives in jeopardy, if they can make you do something without them physically touching you, like if they can make you kill somebody, if they can make you, commit suicide, if they can make you, physically do something to somebody, then they're good. They just can't do it themselves. Like their power, they have power, but their power is limited. Somewhat almost like police power. I bet you if you shoot one of them, it'll be just like shooting a police dog. Like you'll get the same time as shooting the police. If you kill one of them and survive, you probably get the same time as you would for killing a police officer. It's like shooting a police dog, probably. That's all these people are. They're fucking police dogs. Except these ones can they're intelligent police dogs, so they can fucking set you up. They can fucking, entrap you. They can do all the little bullshit things that the police do and get away with it. That's why they need to be... Oh, shit. I don't even feel that way about police dogs, but these two-legged police dogs, they need to be put down. they need to be put down and shit. They're running wild. They're running in packs. They're running in packs and bending over in front of people and shit. Glitching out on drugs. Over drugging themselves and glitching out. Bending over and staring at people all seductively and fucking whiskers and shit. Like, what the fuck, man? If you're gonna... Not that I'm gay or anything, but, just a little tip for any of you perks that are out there fucking, doing homosexual acts, performing homosexual acts and doing homosexual things, even if you're not a homosexual, but you're just trying to look homosexual. And you're looking dudes seductively in the eyes. I mean, if you're gonna go undercover, man, cut those fucking whiskers off, man. Oh, man, you gotta cut those fucking whiskers off, man. That's the only... But you're not gonna find you're not gonna find no fucking dude. But that fucking crystal meth, you over fucking do that shit. And you start fucking, I don't know what the fuck is going on in your head, man. But the police, man, they're no better than they feeding you that shit. You know, that's one thing you perp junkies, because I know some of you is on here. That's one thing you guys gotta ask yourselves. Why would the police be letting you do crystal methamphetamine? Other than the fact that it's filled up with a lot of nanotechnology and shit. And they are fucking utilizing it to fucking, you know, see through you and talk through you and broadcast through you and shit. You know, lock onto that frequency. Other than that, why in the fuck do you think they're letting you do this crystal meth? Blowing it all in public and shit. Setting you out and fucking... They let you do the crystal meth. You get all this fucking nanotechnology in you that fucking communicates with your eyeballs and your fucking ears and shit. And they listen and they watch. They set you out in front of these 7-Elevens. They set you out in front of these fucking 7-Elevens with all that nanotechnology in you, and you're fucking, all you guys are fucking cameras, harassing people fucking cameras. You're cameras that harass people. That's literally, you guys are fucking surveillance. That's why they're feeding it to you. Letting you sell it up to everybody in the fucking, anybody that you can sell it to, they're letting you sell it. And fucking do it. Police out here riding in forces and caravans and convoys and shit, harassing people. But you guys out here smoking crystal methamphetamine all in public like it's legal. You know, you guys seen it plenty times on my fucking videos, like at least 5 or 6 different times where people just blowing that shit out in public just like it's fucking legal. Police driving by, cars driving by and shit. It's only one reason that shit's going down, and that's because it's nanotechnology filled, and you guys turn yourself into surveillance objects, and they're letting you do it. That's exactly what the problem is. That's exactly. That's why these motherfuckers all posted up in front of 7-Eleven and all these fucking stores and shit, acting like they're fucking homeless and shit. You ain't homeless, motherfucker. You just on that fucking shit. They got that fucking shit in it. And now you're a fucking surveillance tool and you're a harasser. You fucking let air out of fucking people's tires and shit. I wouldn't be surprised if they talk to you in your fucking head through the, you know, the V2K and shit and tell you, you know, he's at the store, you know, all that shit. Like, oh man, this shit is spooky, man. This shit is spooky as fuck. I know it sounds sci-fi, and I know it don't sound real, but this shit is the realest shit I could ever tell you, man. They are turning people into surveillance objects out here. They're doing that crystal. They're getting the fucking, you know, that, what's that shit called? That doctor prescribed fucking medication, that you know, the hot meds. No offense to anybody who takes you know, psychological medication and shit, but you know, those medications put you on a certain frequency, and then it locks into their devices, and then they broadcast, and they fucking look at your eyes, and they hear through your ears and shit. You know, they take over your fucking body and shit, and they fucking, I don't know where you go after that. Like, I don't, you know, that the part when before they take over you and shit. You know, because there's 2 different parts. There's the crazy part. You know, I think that shit's making people crazy as far as you know, them connecting in people as well. Like, I think that part makes you crazy and shit, because when they're broadcasting off you, people be doing nutty shit. Like, they be, you know, they be fucking, you know, blinking their eyes all fast and spitting out their mouth and saying it all weird. And I know this sounds crazy. I don't really bring up them broadcasting shit through people, because I know how I know how crazy it is, and I know from when it's real, and I know when it's fake. I know when it's a perp doing it, and I know when they're using, like, real, they're using like real mentally ill people that, I know. And they use the real fucking sick, like the real mentally ill people, the ones that talk to themselves, and that they use those people to broadcast through to me. Like, for instance, like for this registration and shit, yesterday I was at what was it, yesterday, Sunday? Well, Sunday I was at the park. Sunday I was at the park and shit, and you know, uh, it was just crazy. And I know, cause I've way before I even fucking been a target and shit. This motherfucker been out here for years and shit, and he used to be normal and shit, but he went to New York. He used to hustle and shit. He went to New York, and he came back all fucking crazy and shit. Like, everybody had said they slipped they said they slipped a Mickey in his fucking shit, and he was all fucked up. But anyways, he came back down here and shit. And when he came back down here, it was all fucked up. Like, when I seen him and shit, he had dreadlock. Like, before he went to New York, he had a bald fade. Like, his head was bald headed and it was faded and shit. Like, one of them fucking pretty boy fades and shit. And fucking, he came back, his fucking hair was all dreaded. And he was fucking talking to himself. He had, he was fucking dirty holes in his shit. Fucking, and I tripped out. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, this has been like 3 years since I seen him. Since he been there. And, that shit stuck with me. Like, and I see him every day, and he fucking, he just got worse. Over time, he got worse and worse and worse and worse to the fact to where, like, just, you can tell when somebody's bullshitting around being crazy and somebody's really crazy or has, like, a mental illness and shit. Like, you can smell them coming from down the street and shit. Like, no, I don't care if you're doing it undercover or not. If you're not, like, the smell is, like, unbearable. Saying all that to say, like, I know he's really, I know you can't just go up to him and tell him to do something and he's gonna fucking do it. He won't even comprehend that shit. And they were broadcasting through it. They broadcast through him and shit. Like, he says shit like fucking, like yesterday he was like, just pay your debt. Just pay your debt. And be square with it. Look at this piece of shit. As soon as the piece of shit comes by, as soon as the guy, I don't know if you can see him, the truck just parked behind me and shit. He's the guy that opens up the for the bins and shit. But yeah, dude was like, pay your debts and be square with it. And I knew they were broadcasting through him and shit. Saying all that to say, they broadcast through people, ladies and gentlemen. So, the nanotechnology that we have in us, is the same nanotechnology a lot of these perps have in them. But they got it more in them. Because we got nanotechnology just off life. Just the regular shit. The coming out the sky. Eating small amounts of our food. These motherfuckers is taking straight pulls. Mouths full, breasts full. Blowing out dragons. They got nanotechnology, like their body is loaded with nanotechnology. Completely fucking loaded with nanotechnology. I bullshit you not. These people are being controlled. All those fibers and shit, those fibers are every fucking where in our bodies and shit. our brain, our hearts. It's in our blood. It's in our flesh. It's in our hair. It's every fucking where. For any dudes out there, I'm gonna give you some good advice. If you feel that you've been getting a lot of gray hairs, but you know that you don't get gray hair like that, you get you one of these. Let me see. Where is it? You gotta get this kind of brush though. I tried the wire one. I tried the wire one at first. It works, but you know, you don't want to use it because you have to go slow. It'll scar up your face and shit. You can't, you know, push down on your face and just, and make sure you have hair on your face first. Don't just go after the fibers and shit. Make sure you have hair on your face so you don't fuck your face up. But you get one of these. One of these brushes, and you rake your face. Like put a little pressure on it, not fucking force. Not force. You put a little pressure on it, and you brush that shit. And you know, a lot of people, they fuck up. What they do is they pick at it. They try and pull the fibers out. You don't do that. You're gonna fuck your skin up. You fuck your skin up, and then you put that shit in your fingernails. Those fibers and shit, they go from your face into your fingernails, and then, you know, that shit moves. It goes into that shit. I know it sounds crazy, but it moves, and you'll feel them in your fingernails. You're fucking under your fingernails. That shit will fucking hurt like fuck. But you know, people try and dig that shit out. They grab it. They feel for the bump where the little flake is, and they try and, you know, pull it out. Don't do that shit. You know, you take a brush and you just break, you know, you go put pressure on it and you just brush it, bam, 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 and you'll see that shit. You put a piece of white paper down and you'll see all the fucking, the net, and it don't matter how clean your fucking face is. Like, motherfuckers might say, oh, your face is dirty. Nah, man, you could wash your face. Those nanoflakes, they rise and they, you know, they blend in with your hair and shit. Like, they wrap around your hair and fucking, you know, the fibers are like lint, so they wrap around the hair and they pull the flake up. So it's really some fucking disgusting shit, man. And it's all controlled with their fucking devices. You gotta fucking, you know, you gotta try and get that shit out of you as much as you can. You know, you'll find fucking gray. And trust, this is trial and error. This is trial, because you know, like, I'm 44 years old, so I'm not exempt from getting gray hair. I know that for a fact. Like, you know, I'm not exempt from that, but I know for a fact, like, the way these gray hairs were coming in, and fucking, you know, I pay attention to family and shit like that. Like, I pay attention to, like, you know, family, like the history of family and shit. And like, not too many of my family had gray hair. Like, the men, not too many of the men had gray hair. They, like, you know, and some of them, you know, their hairline would recede, but, you know, that wouldn't be like till, you know, old. Like, you know, you know, saying all that to say, I know damn well at the rate these gray hairs were popping up, and the way, like, you know, first they started popping out my nose and shit, and I'm like, and it'd be long ass fucking, it looked like long ass fucking, it'd be like fucking weird, it'd be like fucking, it'd be embarrassing and shit. I go fucking look in the mirror and shit, and I got a long ass white fucking piece of fucking hair. I'm like, gray hairs coming out my nose, man. Like, why the fuck I ain't got no gray hair? Like, I don't have no gray hairs in my head. No gray that I can account for. Like, I have never seen a gray hair in my head. But I got them all in my face, though. Hell nah. So, I started picking at that shit at first. And then I noticed, like, it'd be like I was tweaking almost and shit. Like, it'd be red dots and shit on my face. I'm like, nah, I can't do that. I can't do that shit. And then I started, I started fucking detoxing, fucking using, I got hella different shit, man. I got fucking clay masks. I got fucking, pore, some shit that opens up your fucking pores and shit. Some shit called, tourmaline, or, I got hella shit, man. And then, that shit, it's like that shit made it worse, man. That shit, it made it come up, but it didn't get rid of it. Like, it made it, when I got there using that shit, I have hella fucking bumps on my face and shit. And it was all the fucking, it brought the charcoal, it brought the fucking, it brought the nanoflakes to the edge of my fucking skin and shit. Like, in my skin cause, it's crazy, man. It brought them at the thing, and it felt like pimples and shit. Like, my face had hella pimples, and then fucking long ass fucking, it started to look nasty and shit. You could see the nanotechnology just coming out my skin and shit. Like, it was fucking, it looked like fucking silver lint. Some silver and some brown. It looked just like fucking lint. And this is what they do. They use these lights right here, those super, super bright lights. And it does something. It makes that shit act up. Yeah, it looks like lint. Then I started fucking using the wire brush. And I noticed when I was using the brush, that shit was coming off like that. And the wire brush, when I was using the wire brush, that shit was, it was coming out. But, like, I noticed that, like, I couldn't push too hard on it because, I couldn't, like, you brush the top of your head, that's how much pressure you need to put on your fucking face and shit. And I couldn't do that shit with the wires. It's funny, but it's not funny, man. I couldn't do that shit with the wire because that shit hurt. That shit hurt like a motherfucker, and I knew it. I wanted to go even. I wanted to put even more pressure. Cause once I saw it was working and shit, I wanted to put more pressure on it, and I couldn't do it. So I had to get this kind of brush right here, and man, this shit works wonders, man. This shit right here, especially like if you put like a detox. You put like the detox mask, the charcoal mud, the charcoal mud mask shit, and then you let that shit dry up. You peel that shit off, wash your face, and then you put the brush on it. Oh man, you start seeing you'll see that shit. That shit, it brings a lot of that shit out, man. A lot of the reasons why people's faces and shit. I thought they were reconstructing people's bone structures and shit. But getting a better idea of how this fucking shit works, how it travels and shit. Like, it's not your bone structure that it changes. It's not your fucking bone structure. The shit resides in your flesh. In the meaty part of your flesh, in your skin, so it travels as well. So they can send it to one side of your face, or they can have your face looking puffy. They can have your face looking like you're fucking sucked up and whistling. They can change this whole shape of your face with this nanotechnology. Like, they can just fucking send it. Wherever they send it, it's how your face is gonna be shaped. They can make certain fucking bumps and shit appear on your face. If they want to fuck with you, they can make bumps appear on your face. Like man, this shit is deep, man. It's fucking deep, and a lot of us, we be thinking like they're changing our fucking they're changing like they're making us fucking they're changing. But I'm telling you, it's that nanotechnology, man. Once you fucking you'll notice once you detox and you fucking use the brush. I'm not sure about. I'm pretty sure the brush will work on women and shit as well. But you gotta tread real light if you don't have hair on your face and shit, because depending on how tough the bristles are, you don't want to scar your face up or no shit like that. But then you don't really put that much pressure on it. Definitely don't get no wire brush. Do not get no wire brush, but you get a regular fucking bristle brush, and you'll see, like, you'll notice that shit comes, like, and you don't see it. You don't fucking see it unless you get you a black piece of paper or you go over the sink. It depends on, a white sink, you're probably not gonna see it if your sink is white. But if you get like some type of black fucking paper or something like that and just brush your face, you'll see like all that fucking shit. It'll look like lint from your clothes and shit. It'll be like shiny and silver. That's all nanotechnology. All that, if you think you have dandruff, you wash your hair on a daily basis, damn near, and you always get this like white flakes in your head and shit. That's nanotechnology and shit. All that shit is nanotech. A lot of fucking trial and error, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, we get stronger in this shit though. This dude got clouds behind him. A lot of cops are human traffickers, I believe. Yeah, I believe that too. I think a lot of the children that get kidnapped are being kidnapped by police too. You know, you think about it; those are the people that the kids trust most. If a police officer was to drive by us and tell us to get in his car, as a kid, like, we're not gonna think nothing of that. And make no mistake, every school, every elementary school, junior high school, those yearbooks don't just go home to your families. Those go to politicians as well. Most principals are put in place because they're connected to certain groups. Man, we all know who those groups are. We all know who those groups are. They like to wear the powder blue shirts and all that shit. And they belong to those groups. Those yearbooks go straight to their buddies. Especially if they're just trying to get into especially if they're just trying to get into the fucking organization and shit, like a fraternity, like trying to step up a level, like, they're gonna, don't come over here with no bullshit, man. Fucking weirdo. Fucking dude trying to look like a woman. Fucking hood over his head, fucking looking at me in my eyes and shit, you fucking weirdo. Nasty shit, man. This dude got a hood over his face, a hood over his head, a mask over his face, and he's looking at me in my eyes like I can't tell he's a fucking guy. This is the shit I be talking about. You see, this is what makes a motherfucker do things to people. Not that I'm far from in the mood of doing something to somebody. Like, it's really funny to me right now. Like, I'm really getting a kick out of it right now. Though it's irritating as fuck, this isn't the type of shit that pisses me off. But it's funny. But other people, especially people that, I've had a long time to fucking, how would you say, just shake off all the bullshit, all the, I'm to the point to where you can call me whatever you want. You can damn near go the distance. If I think you're gonna put your hands on me though, like, that's I don't think I will go for that. And even if you do, I think even if you do put your hands on me, I don't give a fuck if you whip me. If I know you're a perp after the fact, I'm gonna come at you with something. Like, I'm gonna come at you with a weapon. If it's like a regular person though, a street fight's a street fight. But as far as perps go, if you put your hands on me and you whoop me, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna come at you with something. And you can call it premeditated, you can call it whatever the fuck you want. You feel me? If you fucking put your hands on me, if I'm gonna fight you, but if I lose that fight, I am gonna come back with something. And I don't care if you get the fuck, if you get away, then I don't give a fuck. If I see you, if I see you again, I'm gonna hop out with something, and it's gonna be at a time when you're not gonna see me coming, unless just like God fucking calms me down and shit. But I already know after something like that, I'm just gonna be thinking like, and then I'm gonna be thinking about how long I've been in this program, and I'll be thinking about being stabbed, being jumped, and this shit. That's 12 years of this shit. I'm not going for nobody putting their fucking hands on me. You can call me a bitch. You can do all that. I do not give a fuck. So I've had enough time to, get over all that fucking bullshit. Call me a bitch, call me a faggot. And as long as you don't try and prove it, we'll be alright. Saying all that to say, I'm not the only one that's a target. Everybody don't think like that. Some people will kill you. And that's why we have 10 people dead. Or we'll say, that's why 8 people got murdered at the VTA. 8 people got murdered because they felt like they just had to domestically terrorize one man. And Lord knows how long they terrorized him. He didn't just fucking up and shoot them the first day they started terrorizing him. He didn't do that. We all know he didn't do that. Who does that? You try and make a police report. You try and tell your fucking supervisor. And not only does your fucking supervisor fucking gaslight you, but the shit gets worse. And not only does it get worse, but at times when it's going on, he's right there. And then you confront him about it, and he acts like he doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's gonna drive any person to the edge. It would drive me to the edge. I put myself in Samuel Cassidy's shoes. That's all it took for me to do was put myself in his shoes. And then think about myself. I know I can't work in no environment around, an enclosed environment around all these fucking harassers. I know what I'm capable of. Like, I can get away from it out here. You know, I'm not confined to a fucking desk. I'm not confined inside of a building. But do you know how much fucking stress that is to fucking be harassed? Do you know how much stress that is to fucking be harassed around the fucking clock from 9 to 5 in a fucking enclosed building? My hat's tipped off to any targeted individual that can fucking maintain a fucking job without doing something to these people, man. Any targeted individual. Because that's not an easy thing, man. That's not easy at all. It's not easy doing it out here where you can get away from them. But being in an enclosed building with them, Lord have mercy. Let me see. The guy at the VTA don't have a criminal record either, right? So they are not targeting people because they're bad guys. That is a lie. Definitely a lie. It's definitely a lie. He couldn't have had no fucking job if he had it, right? That dude couldn't have no job at the VTA. You know, they're definitely lying on people. And they tried to cover it up. They tried to cover it up and say they found a bomb in his house. You know, they found some bomb. They said they found some bomb shit at his house, and then they tried to say there was a bomb, which is totally bullshit because you could tell, like they said, you could tell it was bullshit. They say he let some people go. Like, literally, they said some people, you know, he told him to leave. He told him to leave. He let him go. He knew exactly who he wanted to get. So you mean to tell me this guy let some people go? He knew exactly who he wanted to get, but he planted a bomb in the building. That defeats the whole purpose of letting some people go. It defeats the excuse me. It's legitimate. But they know. As soon as you mention bomb, you mention terrorist, or something like that, you know, the public, they're already gonna write you off. They're gonna say, you know, they're gonna write you off. Nobody's gonna look into that. Nobody's gonna question it. And his family were probably, I don't know his family, I can't say. I don't know if they were fucking blackmailed or fucking paid off or what. But his family, you know, they're pieces of shit for letting them sweep him under the rug like that and say he had a mental illness. That's a piece of shit family right there. It's one thing if you're being blackmailed into not saying nothing. Okay, I understand that. Your family member just died. They just behind this program. You don't want no bullshit to come to you. So don't say nothing about it. But for you to get on TV and say that he had a mental illness and all that shit, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You're no better than the terrorist that fucking blackmailed you. That's like, and I know I could probably come up with a better example, but this is the only example I have right now. That's like me telling somebody, I want to kill your cousin. If you don't tell me where your cousin is, I'm going to rob you. I'm going to take all your money. I'm going to take all your money if you don't tell me where your cousin is, so I can kill him. That's like a person. That's basically what that is. I'm going to take all your money if you don't tell me where your cousin is, so I could kill him. Or your brother is, so I could kill him. Don't take my money. He's over here. And people will do that. So his family is no different than any of those people. You know, there are people, and I've witnessed it. Well, I haven't witnessed it, but I have witnessed it. Not in person. I haven't witnessed the person call the police on their family member, but I've witnessed a family member going to jail behind another family member turning them in for a reward. A fucking $500 reward on fucking, crime. In Sacramento, they got this, I don't know if they still got it, but back then they had a TV show called Crime Watch. And like every weekend, I forget if it was Friday or Sunday, but yeah, it was either every Friday or every Sunday. On the news, they would show a bunch of people who were wanted in Sacramento, and they all had like different charges, different rewards and shit. And this, and the crazy thing is, I know the people, because we grew up basically like, I won't say we grew up together, but we've lived in the same vicinity for a while as children and shit, as kids and shit. Yeah, that's all it. That's the reason why it's funny, but it's not funny and shit. It's funny because, you pay it, you think about the relationship that they had, and I just be weighing out shit. I be trying to ask myself, like, what in the world? Like, even with me, for my family, like, what in the world could possibly make them turn on me in this gang stalk and shit? Like, what could I have possibly done? Like, if anything, like, man, the gang stalking shit, them being a part of this should be nowhere in this fucking galaxy, but hey, it is. And saying all that to say, I be weighing out shit, and I be looking at, when people's families and shit do them wrong and shit, I be looking at, if I know them, I'll just be fucking, I'll be thinking about their relationship as far as I've known them, like, I'd be thinking about their relationship, how they acted towards each other and shit. And you'd be thinking, and it's like, damn, man, $500. Like, it was really worth fighting. He probably would have gave that to you, like, you probably would have had to pay it back, but, you could fucking go $500, it's a lot if you don't got nothing. Don't get me wrong. But it's not hard to get. Like, you can fucking do it legally. You can do it, I know if it came to my chances, if it came down to me fucking can't see myself doing no shit like that to no one, but especially family. Especially family. Like, that's, nah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't even know how you could live with yourself after that. I don't know. Like, you would have to literally fucking think about that shit all fucking day. Like, this is what this is what you did to your fucking family. Like, you turned your own fucking family in for some money that you're probably gonna spend that money overnight on bullshit. You're gonna fucking spend that on bullshit. And they're gonna be in jail, fucking facing riots, fucking going hungry, stressing. You know, probably got left kids behind that they, you know, whatever they're wanted for, they probably did it to take care of their fucking kid. I'm not saying it's a good thing or not, but I'm just saying, you know, if it's like stealing or some shit like that, you know, $500 reward, you didn't do nothing too bad to nobody. You didn't go rob nobody or nothing. So, you know, just saying, man. People don't put themselves in people's shoes. And that's a big part of the reason why we get harassed the way we get harassed and shit, because they don't put themselves in our fucking shoes and shit. Yep. Well, this lady in New York who is a TR, she said a mafia boss gang stalked her and they are in cahoots with the police, that the mafia places like, I think I know who you're talking about, or I think I heard of who you're talking about. She was married, or she was with one of the dudes, I believe, and you know, she left him and started, you know, she I think she's a whistleblower or something like that. Distance cousins as head of the police department and other leader positions in New York. She has pictures too. Yeah, I think I heard of her. I'm not sure if that's the same one. But yeah, she has a lot of dirt on them. She a lot of dirt. If it's the same one. Uh it's the government. She's full of it's, oh yeah, it's definitely the government. But you gotta understand though, like, this fucking program is touching anybody. If you got fucking street drug dealers out here benefiting off of it, then you got some mafia. It's connections. It's all about, in this sick world, it's all about who you know and who you connect. Like a lot of these police and shit, they're not. A lot of the government, they're not. They rub shoulders with terrorists and shit. They got terrorists. Like they literally got terrorist fucking informants out here walking around like regular fucking citizens and shit. Like literally, like terrorists, like have killed people. Terrorists, like. I wouldn't doubt if some of these fucking police have been switched off with like military agents and shit, like CIA operatives that are just fucking dressing like police and shit. But I think there's a good portion of mafia motherfuckers in here, all types of motherfuckers. And you got Russians, and you got the Russian mafia. You got, and I get Russian fucking perks like any other fucking perks. Like everybody plays a part in this. Or every denomination of people, from your fucking janitor to your homeless person to your rich person to your mob boss to your fucking street thug to your fucking gangbanger to your fucking nerd. It's a whole fucking network of fucking soft fucking weirdo terrorists. A bunch of rich cocky fucking motherfuckers. And a bunch of fucking people who never had anything that can now enjoy the fucking small shit that they never got in life. Or the shit that they've been missing for a long time. Just imagine a Nintendo, what's the new PlayStation? A PlayStation, well, we'll take the average fucking 15-year-old in school. You think if you offer him a PlayStation 5, that motherfucker won't join this program? And that's all you gotta do is get him a PlayStation 5 for a month of his services. And some people, that's a pretty expensive thing, but still, it's just a fucking toy, and a kid would damn near do anything for that. So you just take somebody who's never had anything, and you're offering something that is really popular, or something that they can benefit from, or some shit like that. Housing, fucking gift card. A motherfucker go crazy for that. A night in a motel. That motherfucker would be a loyal dog. If that's the way if that's the way they're wired. A lot of people out here that they hire, utilize, a lot of people that they utilize, they're standing on the corners asking people for change and shit, hoping that they can make $10 a day. Like, that's why I don't, even though I get mad, I can't really blame them. Or I can blame them, but I can't really, I guess, hold them responsible. Is that the right word? I mean, I can hold them responsible, but I guess I understand. I guess the right word to say is I understand. Even though I don't, I understand, but I don't. But it's expected for a person who's never had anything that you're offering shit to. I expect that. But for a person who has a job, a person that has a nice fucking car, a person that owns their fucking home and shit, for you to be harassing other people to the point that they lose all their shit or what little shit that they have, when you know how hard, well, I don't know how hard, you probably didn't work hard to get your shit at all, but you know how much you enjoy your shit, you know. You know how you would feel if somebody came and did some destruction to your shit, or they manipulated the situation to where your shit just disappeared, became fucked off. I wouldn't like that shit. So those are the most that's nothing but Satan. Like, that can't be nothing but Satan for people to get off on shit like that. That's complete wickedness. That's evil. That's evil as fuck. Alright, y'all, I gotta recycle and shit. But I'll start another live in a little bit. I was gonna go get smog today, but shit, I got a couple days. I got my ticket, so they can't give me another one. I might just protest today. I might just fucking protest. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'll start another live. I'll start another. You guys have a good one, though, if I don't catch you.